25 years ago, May 18th, 1996, night number 5 of competition was a perfect night for racing. 33 410s and 38 360 sprint cars were on hand to tackle the big half mile. Our top-notch safety crew watched intently as cars were on the track warming engines and bringing cars up to speed in hot laps. For you old-timers out there, let's see how good your memory is. Can you identify these drivers without looking at their nameplates? Time for some racing action. The 360B main was the race from hell, lasting over 30 minutes. The track was unusually rough and heavy, and red flags were flying. Red number 1, the number 27 of Chris Tice touched the turn 1 fence. The 1J of JU stops in a no parking zone and is smacked by Jeff Haynes. All 3 cars went off on the hook. Red number 2, and again the turn 1 fence is tested. This time it was Knoxville's own Mitchell Alexander. The fence continued to stand as the 6th was towed away. Red number 3 was Bob Hildreth running over a right rear and getting big air at the end of the back chute. All of the drivers were okay, but the infield was looking like a scrapyard. With all the wrecks, a lot of unseen debris was on the track, and tires were being cut down. During the intermission, workers were looking for the proverbial needle in a haystack. The 360A main had Bruce Williams in the white AD starting on the pole, with the red number 7 of Billy Englehart starting on the outside.
Bruce Williams shooting into the lead. Billy Englehart working up on top. Pinniger working up into 6th place in the 11L. Here comes Van Hoekelum on the inside. Working hard into turn 3. Your leader is Bruce Williams in the 8B, Billy Englehart.
Lap 3, it was Williams still leading the way.
The Hurryback Club Hunter Construction Maxim, piloted by Bruce Williams, still your leader. The Bill Campbell J&J running 2nd. Eddie Levitt Jr. running 3rd. Ed Rodert running 4th. Larry Pinniger the 2nd, now holding down the 5th spot. Terry Alexander 6th.
A restart on lap 6, and the red number 11 of Pinniger gets to 3rd.
Bruce Williams, your pace setter, single file restart on the back chute once again. It's green and go. Pinniger with a shot underneath the 22 car of Eddie Levitt Jr. It's Bruce Williams. Larry Pinniger the second. Eddie Levitt Jr. Here comes Dwayne Van Hooklam underneath the 7X of Terry Alexander. Bruce Williams still holding the advantage. Billy Englehart working hard in that red number 7. Larry Pinniger the second, holding down the third spot.
Circle circuit number 10, and Englehart was closing in on Williams.
Keep an eye on that race for the lead. The 8B and the 7. Working off turn number 4. Working lap number 10. Englehart, Pinniger, bumping the wall. Pinniger lays it over in turn 2.
Williams was still on the point for the ensuing restart.
Bruce Williams, the point man, looking for the green. Working, and Billy Englehart. Here comes Randy Martin on the bottom side into 14, bounces, pulls it out, comes down to front chute. Bruce Williams, Billy Englehart, Eddie Levitt Jr. running third, Randy Martin running fourth, working on lap number 11. Here they come off the fourth turn, Bruce Williams in that 8B. Billy Englehart into Bill Campbell, number 7.
Coming to the white flag, Levitt surrenders third to Martin.
Looking to take that number 3 spot. Randy Martin now gets by Eddie Levitt Jr. The Bruce Williams, the Hurryback Club, Hunter Construction sponsored AB's out in front on the white flag. Running second now, Platinum Chevrolet 7, Billy Englehart. Checker flag coming. Your Skoll come and go 360 feature winner, Bruce Williams in the 8B.
We have the crew here. We have the happy girlfriend. We have one of the sponsors, but I don't see Bruce in the 8B anywhere.
I think somebody forgot to tell him when he wins, he stops on the front chute. Well, maybe a four-wheeler can pick him up and bring him around.
Bruce Williams was picked up by a four-wheeler and brought to the front stretch. Then he explained his tardiness.
There he is. Well, this might be a first too. We've got the winner in victory circle. Where's the car, Bruce?
I've never won one of these things before, so I'm not too sure what you're supposed to do. Sorry about that.
First timer, ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Williams. Let's hear it.
We talked to Bruce one-on-one later in the evening.
Well, it feels pretty good. We've been really struggling this year and having a hard time. I mean, and we started on the front row tonight. I think that kind of turns things around for anybody. But it feels good. I mean, the guys, we needed it. We really did. The restarts helped us an awful lot because we was coming up on lap cars, and I was like, oh no, I didn't really know what we was going to have to do to get by them. So just trying to keep the tires on me. It got slick in the feature, and just trying to keep the tires from spinning is my biggest concern. And if somebody passes me, they pass me. That's the way it goes. I screwed up. I've never won before, and I'm used to pulling in here because we usually have a bad night, and it's like we're frustrated, and we come in and tear the car apart. So that was a screw up. That was my fault.
The 20-lap 410 main event was next on the card. Dennis Moore Jr. in the 7 and Jamie Morrill in the 4 would lead the charge into turn 1.
We're green. They are dicing and they're diving down the front chute into turn 1. Your leaders, Dennis Moore Jr., that black number 7, Orkin sponsored. Rubes of Red Rock, number 4. Jamie Moyle running second. Kenny McCarl in that Bill's White Wall, 66, running in the number 3 spot. Running 4th, that Park Construction 10, Skip Jackson. Running 5th, that Fast Wing 02, Mike Renke. Terry McCarl now up into the number 6 spot in that Medicaid Pharmacy. McCroskey, GM Discount Center 51.
5 laps in, and Terry McCarl had cracked the top 5 in the 51.
McCarl on the high side gets by Renke for the number 4 spot. Your leader, Dennis Moore Jr., followed by the Australian Skip Jackson at Midstay Fords. Rubes of Red Rock, number 4. running second, running third. That Pearson Construction, Marion County Realty 10, Skip Jackson running fourth. That McCroskey GM Discount Center. Deanfield Consoling 51 is Terry McCarl. McCarl now is up into the number 3 spot. Lasoski goes by Jackson for fourth. So Danny Lasoski in that Minnesota Corn Processing, Vanguard Insurance 5's running fourth. McCarl now looks at Jamie Moyle for the number 2 spot. Lasoski closing out on McCarl. Your leader in that Ford-powered black number 7, Dennis Moore Jr., Larry Cahill owns. Your race right now for second. Jamie Moyle, Rubes of Red Rock, and Terry McCarl on the inside. That Sanders Engineering 51 takes the number 2 spot. Now Lasoski moves into third. And that's CNS Enterprises American Compressed Steel number 5. Still out in front is Dennis Moore Jr. in the 7. Your point leader in second, and points closing in. Lasoski goes to the bottom, working on McCarl. Now McCarl closes in on Moore. And here comes Lasoski on the inside. Gets by McCarl down the back chute. Slides up to the cushion. That Schmay chassis, number 5, moves into second. Now he's looking for the lead. Lasoski looking for feature win 61 out in front. Moore Jr. running second. McCarl third. Now Skip Jackson moves into fourth. So Danny Lasoski, that Gardner Farms, Minnesota Corn Processing 5, out in front. Now running second, Terry McCarl, and that Brad Gray on 51. Running third, number 7, Dennis Moore Jr. And Skip Jackson gets by him for the number 3 spot. That Mike Vanderack owned 10 car. Jackson running third.
The top 3 would hold their ground as Lasoski wins his 4th weekly show in a row.
That Jackpot Junction Casino, Minnesota Corn Processing, CNS Enterprises, Larson Farm, Vanguard Insurance, and many more sponsored. 5 car, his 61st career feature win. Danny Lasoski.
Danny described his keys to victory.
I tell you, we're elated for our whole team. Tonight was a big battle of maintenance. Whoever had the best maintenance program was going to win, because the racetrack was really demanding on all equipment, and we were just lucky enough to pull it off. We thought we had a good car, but the first couple laps I got bottled up down behind Bob White down there, and lost a lot of positions. We had a lot of work to do to make them up, and just so happened we got her handled. I'll tell you what, this Jackpot Junction car could run top, bottom, middle. It didn't really matter. Wherever I had to go, we went. The biggest concern was that it was real ruddy, and when you try to pass somebody on the outside, they threw big slabs of mud, and it was about to feel like it'd knock your head off. And they did the best they could getting it knocked down, and I'm sure the Duncan guys will do a real good job next week and have her back to just like normal, smooth and real fast.